Hello, one and all. I am Lex.
I'm Hazen Fields II.
And I'm Trey. How y'all doing today?
And this is Various Fields.
Fields.
Welcome back.
I was going to say welcome back. Yeah, I felt like it was technically, it doesn't matter timeline-wise, but I feel like it's been a minute since we've all done it. I think we missed a week or two, but episodes will still be coming at you guys. So thank you for your patience and understanding.
92 subscribers as we speak.
Woo, we're doing it.
Thank you. Bring us to 100.
Bring us to 100. That's the goal before the end of the year, or by the end of the year. But also, it's always fun to have goals. But you know what's also fun?
What's that?
To do absolutely nothing, which I'm currently doing because I have a thing that you guys already know, but I'm telling you and I'm telling the audience. I have a month and a half off from work, and I've never been happier.
Hand claps right
Yeah.
there.
And people keep telling me, Lex, what are you planning to do? What are your plans? What are you going to do with all that time? Is it going to be traveling? Are you going to be doing this? My plan is to do absolutely nothing, and I think that's a good plan.
It's an interesting goal.
It's a great goal. Technically, my goal was to build up, have enough time to do so, and I'm now reaping the benefits, and the benefits are absolutely nothing.
Wow.
So, just so I understand, I guess for the audience to understand, what does absolutely nothing entail? Are you just going to be log in a bed?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, actually. Nothing is actually more complicated than one might think. And that's
It's hard to do absolutely nothing.
It is hard to do absolutely nothing. In fact, that's also imparted on us by Pops, which has also been imparted. I don't think it's in our blood to do absolutely nothing. So my idea is to relax, but I won't lie, I am trying to also extend what I would say is like a certain level of self-discipline during this time. So get up at a certain time still. Like I said, still doing meditation, still doing push-ups and workouts, things like that. But trying to how much can I do for myself, by myself, for oneself in this time? Does that make sense?
So it's not so much nothing as it is just a self-regimented assignment.
Yeah, but it's
schedule?
like nothing external. I'm not trying to attempt to get any goals. I'm not trying to attempt to do anything. Just trying to do things for me. But in such a, but I don't know. But also, it's not, like I said, it's not nothing. But it's also not even the goal of the time I have. It's just something I want to do during the time I have. You know. Right. But that's the reason I'm bringing it up. What is a nothing to you? When someone asks hey, I didn't do anything, or if you didn't do anything, it's like watching TV, playing video games. Nothing is actually. Nothing
a great deal of something.
Right, that's interesting. Yeah, because to do nothing is almost like an oxymoron.
Exactly.
Right, because nothing. What are you doing? Nothing. Nothing. Is that it's like it's very difficult.
One will have to accomplish ceasing to exist.
That's true. I mean, normally when I tell people that I'm planning on doing nothing for the weekend, that normally entails something that's not related to work exclusively.
Right.
So normally whenever I say, I did absolutely nothing that week, but it pertains to me having caught up to laundry, catching up to dishes, and catching up to all the chores that I would have left along the way throughout the week, right? That I haven't had a chance to actually touch. Along with that, any other nothings that I would do is probably like you said, invest time in yourself, invest time in your habits, or anything like that. Like I have the one-a-day drawings a day, which Lex has actually got me.
That's very good. That's good.
For our birthday before, so I very much appreciate that.
That's good.
So trying to catch up both in the traditionals, fundamental bits of drawing, and actually continuing with everything that I do with the digital as well.
But isn't that interesting? Like sometimes, and I also call that for myself, sometimes when you're not doing anything work-related or anything like that, someone asks what you're doing, you say nothing, but it's usually some version of investment to yourself. Even if you're just watching TV, it's like I'm catching up on relaxing, which maybe we should even argue the idea when we say we're doing nothing. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of, to me, it's like it could be secretly negative. You know what I mean? Because you're not, technically, even if you're getting time for yourself and you're going and watching TV or something, you're, I would say, investing in one's peace, investing in one's relaxation, which is something. It's something really worth,
That's interesting because... like you kind of alluded to the fact of how you guys were raised, and how you guys were raised is basically an offshoot of how I was raised. And unfortunately, me and my sisters, we never really learned how to relax.
Right.
Because in our household, my dad and my mom kind of instilled in us that doing nothing was akin to laziness. So relaxing and vacations, our family really didn't do a lot of vacationing, as it were. And if we did go someplace, when we were there, we had to have a plan. And that's how I am. Like, I can't go away someplace and not have a plan. You know, I don't know how to, you know, so to go to a hotel
Right.
into another place that I've never been and spend more time in the hotel is not productive to me. It's like,
Right.
why am I going to be someplace and not see the place I'm in and just enjoy the amenities? No, I need to get up early in the morning. I need to find out. We got to find out all the things. What are the things we have to do to say that we've experienced this place?
Right.
Which is a lot of something to do
Yeah.
on a vacation.
Right, but that's a vacation exclusively. I feel as if like the whole point of like going away to like see like the Rockies would be to actually experience the Rockies and not like spend 3 to 5 days like in the hotel near the Rockies. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So like I understand in terms of vacationing, you would want to do as much as you can. Like if you're on a cruise, I'm sure you want to like, at least match out your itinerary to
Yeah.
do whatever they have on the
Exactly.
boat.
Exactly.
So I understand that. That's
Yeah.
not really nothing.
Well, you see, but there's some people that would disagree. There are some people that would like to go out someplace and lay back and relax and, you know, and just lay in the sun. And I have a trouble doing that, laying back without trying to like, my brain is kind of like, I'm being lazy because I hear my father's voice, you know, it's like just laying in the bed, you know,
Okay.
and it took me a long time because honestly,
Yeah.
it was hard for me because my father had instilled in us, if you stay in the bed past 6 a.m., you're a bum. You know, that was his thing. You're a bum. Now, he wasn't calling us bums, but it was to instill in our minds.
No, I remember that one.
To, you know,
No, you also told us that.
Yeah,
Oh, I did. I shared that with
Yes,
you guys.
yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, yeah.
during
but,
our
you know,
school hours when
many
we're not
times.
meant to like.
Well, yeah, but you know, but it makes you get up, you know, because you don't want to be, you know, and you know, I guess even a bum is a derogatory term nowadays, you know. But you know, you don't want to be someone that's lazy, you know. So the problem was I worked overnights all the time.
Yes.
So I would work overnights and then come home at a time when my father thought I should be up, and so my brain was like, can I sleep? I don't know how to sleep because it's daytime, but I just finished working.
Right.
And 6 a.m. it's here, and you know.
I feel as if it should be kind of like, I guess, rebranded as like a proper appropriation of your time.
Yeah.
All right. It's not so much doing nothing. It's like, what are you doing to be most effective with the time that you're allotted? All right. And again, I understand like it's hard to do nothing. Like even when I am trying to relax, there are days when like I don't want to draw, I don't want to even watch TV, but I want to feel like I'm doing something effective. So playing a game would definitely make me feel like I am making some progress, even though I am idle. You know what I mean? But even with that, like I feel as if anything that you do for recreation or escapism or any other type of like, I guess you're building yourself up in your mental capacities.
Oh, how about this for a segue? Maybe it's something like watching a podcast like Various Fields. Maybe you guys are doing nothing right now by enjoying and hopefully enjoying the conversation that we have here. So if you do like what you have here, what do we say? You know, like share, subscribe,
hit all the buttons.
hit all the buttons, and you know, and comment down there. What do you do to relax? What do you do to do nothing? And are you, unfortunately, like me, that doing nothing is very difficult to do? You know, so I have a hard time doing. But so
That was
video.
a very interesting segue. It was more like an abrupt rock in the road.
Yeah, I
Everybody
know.
get down.
I did. I kind of shoehorned it.
You're a shoehorn on a stick. Even.
I know.
That's so good. I need a clip for that.
Yeah,
Just
we
to
do,
put a-
we do.
Just a link in
Yeah.
every description. But I want to make sure.
We'll have to explain that to you one day.
Did we not do this? I thought
we already did that
Did we
already.
do
Yeah.
that one?
We have to find it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But you know what it is? To also bring the audience back in, I'm also going to say, of course, if they're watching the podcast, they're not doing nothing. They're doing something by investing in us, which we really appreciate.
Thank you
And
very
that's
much.
exactly
Give me a
what I'm
hand
bringing
clap
down
there.
here.
Woo! Thank you so much.
And that's what I'm saying. Why I want to investigate the idea of what people consider to do nothing. Because also, like you said, rebranding it, I think the rebrand, at least I've been trying to figure out, is like, and I also, because if someone else tells you that they're relaxing, or someone else tells you they're doing this, or something, very rarely people are going to be like, you're not working hard enough. We usually only do that to ourselves.
Right.
So the idea is like, when you're doing that to yourself, or watching TV, you're relaxing, it's prioritizing one's peace, which to me is a better way to look at it, because I'm like, it's difficult, especially in our capitalist society.
Right, even
It's not
more
even
so.
just,
Right.
I don't think it's just like most people who are like, I want to do something. It's because you have to get out of bed, you get money and work,
Right.
but which is we value ourselves, or tend to value ourselves based off the work we accomplish, external things, and a lot of that, and which is also something, if you get the time to consider that, isn't good. But some people don't even have the time to consider that.
Right.
So like my idea is to like prioritize one's piece is just as good as going to work, depending
Right.
on how you're valued.
We're always
you're right.
connected one way or the other, even with social media. And like I understand people like have some people have a session of like just scrolling through Facebook or whatever the case may be, but some people actually take breaks from that
Right.
and saying that they don't want to even have that. So if you're trying to just solely focus on yourself and solely focus on what makes your center more solid, right?
Right.
I think that's a lot better than just calling it nothing. You know?
But I'm going to say this: you have to find your own sense of peace. You know, because I have a lot of friends, you know, that are now. I'm at the age now where people are telling, "Hey, what are you going to do when you retire?" When you retire? And retire sounds horrible to me. You know, to not do anything.
Yeah.
You know, and I have friends that say, "No, you got to figure that out." And I'm like, and it's like I have no. In my brain, I don't see myself stopping. My sister, she retired from teaching so many years ago, maybe about 10 years ago, and she's been working as a teacher ever since. She's the worst retiree ever.
That's very
You know,
funny.
you know, she's been working every day,
Yeah.
ever since she's retired as a substitute teacher.
Right.
You know, and that's it. That's the retirement. You know, Fields kids have. You know, it's like when you
Right.
retire, do some work. you know, so that's it. Or do what you, but and quite frankly, honestly, do some of the things that you love. Now, you guys know that I'm doing a lot more theater
Yeah, absolutely.
and stuff like that. You know, and and that's work too.
Yeah.
You know, remembering lines, going into auditions and stuff like that.
Absolutely
It's work, but it's work that I consider, the next stage of my life,
Right,
and
right.
which gives me a level of peace.
Which is
So
good.
so in terms of rebranding it, it's like your retirement is not so much like you being put away or anything like that. It's like more like you finding a way of changing place, like, putting a new tire to the vehicle, if you will,
Right.
finding new paths for yourself.
Invest in
I
yourself,
agree.
something else that gives you energy or something else that's like it feels just as compelling or worthwhile. In fact, you guys want to play what I would call a little mini game with me because I just thought of this.
Okay, you just thought of it.
I
Good,
just
go
thought
for
of
it.
this. I was just going to play Is It Good for Nothing? Which I want
wow.
to see if we can investigate things that are considered to be lazy or nothing or like not doing anything, but are they worthwhile? Because I just thought of this.
Okay, this is a great patent pending. Please don't steal this intellectual property. Go ahead, Lexington. Go for
All
it.
right, so we're playing the game. Is it good for
For
nothing?
nothing.
Yeah.
Keep it up there.
All right, so the first thing is, so like you said, you're going on vacation, you plan all out, all that sort of thing. You decide to go on a lazy river. Is that nothing? Is it good for nothing?
God.
Yeah, consider it. Yeah.
Yeah, you see,
Uh-huh.
you gotta understand that you did that on purpose.
Yep.
Yeah, because you know what? Just the term lazy.
He doesn't like we don't like the
word lazy is
Right.
like antithetical to the field's bloodstream. It's kind of like the sunlight to a vampire. So in other words, if anything's lazy attached to anything, opening
That's why I'm throwing it out there because it's an event. Like you've gone on vacation. You said you want to do it. This is not nothing. It's an activity in an amusement park. People do it, and you could schedule it.
I honestly, I'm probably the only person in America that feels uncomfortable in a lazy boy.
All right, so that is
There's a lazy
that's
boy
fine.
in a lazy river.
So lazy river.
All right, so no lazy rivers.
No lazy river for
All
me.
right, sure, how about you?
Okay,
Would
he
you
needs
consider-
some rushing rabbits.
Would you
instead.
want to go on a lazy river? Is that something?
I mean, I would imagine a cruise or something
Yeah,
like
sure.
that.
You're on a no, but
Like-
the lazy river's like the little floaty thing. They might have that. I think they have those on
Yeah.
cruises.
Like I think I've been on there once in terms of an amusement park, but like again, it was just it was an idle ride.
Oh, so you'd avoid it. We wouldn't
I
do that.
honestly think I have avoided it because in
Okay.
terms of an amusement park, I want to go someplace that's actually going to like make me more excited, not just recline.
All
on
right, guys, you heard it here first. Fields family says lazy rivers are only for the lazy rivers. I don't know what that means.
Wow.
I'll take a paddle boat.
Take a paddle, all right.
Yeah, which is anyway.
This
Go
is
ahead.
the first- All right, you
Yeah,
guys
right,
for
right.
something.
Yeah, I would do a water slide 100%.
Okay, all
I think
right.
it's something that can be considered like nebulously nothing. I don't know.
All right. A lounge chair
Okay.
in the backyard. A lounge chair in the summertime in the backyard.
I invested in a launch.
And, not even reading a book, just laying in the lounge chair.
Oh, that's good. Well, currently I don't have a backyard. I have a parking lot, I guess. And then I don't. If it was a comic book, maybe, but I have to invest in getting the lounge chair No, I don't think I
But
will.
I'm saying no book. I'm saying no
no
book.
book, just lounge
Just
chair.
sitting down in a chair. I feel
I
as
think
if
that's a hard decision for me
okay.
to
So
make.
for myself, I would never buy a lounge chair for myself for outside. If one
Yeah.
was presented to me, like you said, on a vacation or on a cruise, I would definitely sit there for maybe 20 minutes for like my own sake.
Wait. Actually, the thing is, though, is
Wow.
it one of those massage chairs? Because massage chairs, I think I would seek out if I could get a massage.
Massage chairs.
Yeah, massage
Which is
chairs,
technically like extra nothing, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know. The more relaxed you are, I don't know. Maybe you don't know how to do it.
more.
Ah, that's
That's what I'm
interesting.
there. All right, Trey, have you one?
I was thinking, what would I do?
It's fine.
You know,
And in the comments, as my brother's
no.
thinking, think of some nothings
Nothing.
that you could do that aren't nothings.
Right.
Some
yeah.
nothings that are
What are
somethings.
nothings?
All
What's
right,
a
good
the
for
first thing
nothing.
that came to mind when you posed the question was camping, right? But like, I'm like, pitching a tent, setting a fire and everything like that. That's a whole lot of something.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. I'm okay with that, but like at the end of the day, when people sometimes think about camping or relaxation, I'm thinking they're thinking like s'mores and just a whole bunch of lounge chairs and everything like that. But yeah, there's a lot to do with camping, but I would find it relaxing.
I'll guess yours. How
Okay.
about, so you're going camping, but then you decide to meditate by a river. Is that
I
nothing?
would do that.
All right. So that's a thing that you're doing. So you
I think
consider that activity,
I think the meditation would come after pitching the tent, setting the fire.
But I'm saying, I'm just saying
Finding
you're
the
just
fish.
in the woods by a river. Ignore all that. Say other people did it. You happen to. You go to just meditate by a river. That's something you would do.
Yeah.
And invest in, like, see, so that's worth something.
All right,
See?
let's get Nels involved in
Yeah.
here. Nels, what do you do to relax? What's your version of nothing?
Editing.
You see,
That's a flow state
That's
thing.
so
See,
interesting.
That's a flow state thing.
see, that's interesting.
That's not nothing at all to me. That's impressive. it's
so
good.
Now, express that some more. Maybe some people don't understand when you say editing. What do you mean?
I'll look for other footage that I haven't edited or find footage online, just edit, go on a computer and just do something.
And that's like your downtime kind of thing. Is that you see?
Like that, yeah.
That's interesting.
Wow, that's why
As
you.
well as my job.
Yes.
You know what it is. That's why you're a great videographer
Yeah.
for us because we don't know how to stop doing stuff.
Well, that's
good.
well,
good.
I've so
That's
we both do video, so like it's funny to say that because editing is like it's not necessarily hard work for me, but it is very active work because that's where I feel like I become the most of a perfectionist because I don't think I'm a perfectionist in most things. But as you know, if you're editing, you can edit things frame by frame. So at some point, you catch something in a frame. Next thing you know, I'm editing like clips of a second. So I'm zoned in, and I can do that for hours. But I'm zoned in, and like at some point when I'm stopped, I'm like, where am I? What happened? But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm actively thinking
Right.
so much. I don't consider it nothing. It's like almost playing a game. Kind
Yeah.
of.
Right,
It's interesting.
I've only
that's
done
cool.
editing just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I've done it for like an event that I was trying to promote for the Palace Theater. But like I understand like in video software, like
Yeah.
if you're trying to like find the timing, match up the
Yeah,
sound and
there's
everything
so
like
much-
that.
for me, it's
do
much
all the
thought and
switches, the
thinking.
fade and fade out. Like there's a lot of
like cooking.
puzzle- It's like a lot of puzzle piece. It's like puzzle work, and I think that's another nothing actually.
Puzzle.
Actually doing like 180 piece puzzle or something like that, or even maybe more. You know what I mean?
If you
Right.
make the puzzle.
If you create the puzzle, that's one thing. But actually, like assembling the puzzle, is that a nothing or is that a
I
something?
think that's
That's a
it.
something because that's somebody else's.
Yeah,
There you go.
doing somebody else's thing.
I like that.
Like they made the puzzle.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Now you chopped it up.
right.
Now you got to put it together.
Yeah.
I think that's an actual activity. But if you're shooting a video and then you're editing it also, or editing your own content,
That's just a digital puzzle.
yeah.
Right.
I
So it's just like a release.
see. Yeah, I
But-
like that.
Yeah. But you know what? With some of the things you're talking about, other people do. There are people that do mental things. Or I would say, like that are. I don't even say intellectual, but there are people I know that they find crossword puzzles relaxing.
Right.
There's some people that find what's that Sudoku. Sudoku. Bless you. Sudoku. They found that relaxing. Sorry. And some people find. Now I do like the word searches.
Word searches.
Word
Pretty
searches,
good.
you know, I guess those I like those better. But sometimes people who are, you know, they like to be engaged with their mind. They find that to be relaxing. But in certain cases, you know, certain like math, like games, that they stress me out. You know, I don't like the mathy
That's
types of
fair.
stuff.
I don't like math in general. But actually, now you're bringing up a question to me that's like relieving versus relaxing. Because there's certain times where I'm like, maybe I'm relaxed and then I'm too relaxed, so I want to like something to like entertain my brain or something.
Right.
But I'm not like maybe I don't go to gym, so I'm like I'll call Trey a lot for this because we make a lot of characters. So it's like we do like a to me it's like a mental exercise,
Right.
you know.
The
but
world building
also
that we do.
sometimes that feels like relieving because it's like I wanted to express thoughts or kind of chew on something creatively,
Right.
you know. But I'm theoretically not doing anything, you
Right,
know.
right.
So like now there's a I guess question between relieving and relaxing.
Well, you know, I tell you what, but there's so many people out there
Yeah.
that there's so many. Think about things that people do to relax. There are people that like to cook to relax. I'm one that I like washing clothes. The process of washing clothes is relaxing. You know, I mean, it's like I don't know what it is. It's that there's something comforting in it. You know, I don't like washing clothes, but there's something.
This is actually really weird. I don't like having to wash dishes. So like if I'm going to wash dishes, I'll be like, oh man, I have a lot of dishes to wash. Once I'm doing it, it's actually relaxing.
It's actually
It's such a
relaxing.
weird
Yeah,
thing because I
absolutely.
know I actually like washing it because it's hot water.
Right,
Again,
hot
it's
water,
the-
yeah.
when I'm doing it, it's fine. But when I'm thinking about all the dishes I gotta wash, I'm like, which
Right,
is
right,
weird 'cause
right.
I know I like
Right.
washing dishes.
There's an old quote that I heard from the old Odd Couple where a guy the guy says, I hate writing, but I love having written.
Right.
So
Yeah.
in other words, similarly, I hate doing dishes,
Yeah.
but there's a sense of accomplishment when
Right.
the dishes are done. And you know what's so dumb? We have a dishwasher,
Right.
and I don't use it.
Well, that's because
Right.
you
I
guys
think
still
we were,
recently got it.
no,
Yeah.
we also
Oh,
just, we were accustomed to not.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not used
We
to
actually
it.
had our dishwasher several times in our lifehood. Like I remember in the what you call it?
Yeah.
In the Yellow House we had one, but we
Yeah.
rarely
Never
used
did
it.
Right.
In what was it? Carpenter's Village.
Yeah, Carpenter's
and in
Village.
Heritage Village
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, we did.
Right, and we still never used them.
Yeah,
and
you were
then,
real little.
Yeah, and then we also had one. I guess that was just recently installed here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I have one in my
I think we were
apartment
just
now.
raised just to not use the dishwasher.
Well, that's the thing. I have to remember we have it because, like, I'll
Yeah.
do it if it's open or something like that. But I will like instinctively just go wash dishes by hand.
Right, and then sometimes stack them away
and then
in the
sometimes it feels like
dishwasher.
it's faster because I don't think
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
the washer
so I'm
would
like,
go on for hours. I can finish it.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
briefly,
yeah.
just wash
Yeah.
it at a time. Yep.
Yes, dishwashers are one of those amenities in a household that you feel that you should have to be a part of modern society, but it sometimes gets in the way of getting some things done.
It's like if you have a lot of dishes and you can wash certain dishes, I guess you don't want to wash,
Right.
put them in there, and then. Which is, I guess, if this is another nothing question. Like you put are you washing dishes? If you put the dishes in the dishwasher, is that you doing it? And that's my. Sorry,
That's what I'm saying. I was actually going to say the same thing about the whole doing the laundry thing because, like,
Right.
I understand sorting
That's
out
a
the
good point.
colors, right? And then after you put it in the washing machine,
Are you
washing the dish? The clothes?
Clothes, yeah.
Here's
That's a good point.
Here's a good one. Back to like the nothing thing, or kind of like what do you do for relaxing? Almost. I figured out at certain points, or when I'm a certain level of stress, I actually enjoy driving.
Okay.
Just driving around, just
Agreed.
kind of moving and just driving can be, but also something that's fun. And this is not to scare you, but driving is a very complicated task technically. But something that's interesting. There's a whole study around this, like because everyone, if you happen to have a car, once you get used to driving, you can do a lot of things driving and like know what exit you want to take, kind of brake, and all that kind of stuff. That is
Right.
technically your brain processing. Kind of on a very subconscious level because you're used to it, which is an impressive. Like even when you're not thinking about it, you're doing nothing, but your brain's working really hard. Like I don't know, nothing's a complicated.
Is reading considered nothing?
Is reading considered nothing?
I think my brain considers it to be nothing.
Outside looking
Depends on what
in.
you're reading.
Oh, that's
Depends on what you're reading.
That's an intellectual
That's funny.
answer. Depends on what you're reading is good.
That's funny because on the outside looking in, you see an individual in a book in a lounge chair, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
and they're just sitting there for hours, right? So like, but for themselves, they're escaped. They're
in a
already built in
world.
their own world
They're studying.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but what we are going to say to this from various fields to our friends out there, you do have to find a way to find some relaxation. You have to find a place of peace, find a place of comfort, and do nothing, whatever your nothing is. Or maybe even better said, doing something for yourself, which which essentially becomes nothing, for you. Relax in it because we can't always be. Now this is coming from me.
That's what I said.
I know it's hard because I was laughing at what you said because I do love driving and I like driving, but of course now I Uber.
Uber,
Yeah,
right.
right.
You made
So
it work, right.
so now but it's not work.
because you genuinely like it,
because
yeah.
I genuinely like talking to people, you know, and that kind of thing. So I found a way of relaxing and
Monetizing it, which is good.
monetizing. Yeah,
Right.
Technically,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Monetizing our conversation.
Good point. Yeah.
In hopes of it happening that way. But listen, how much time we got?
about
there,
5
Nelson?
minutes.
About 5 minutes. All right. Yeah. So more, give me like
More
your
ideas.
Well, your video games. I find those very complex. You know, the video games that you guys have
Yeah.
introduced me to is more work than more play, because you guys create a whole world.
Well, the game, like, there's two things. So, depending on the games we're playing, they can be very complex or robust. And there's some games that are very chill. I think it's like, maybe because the comic books, maybe because the stories me and my brother create, things like, I have there's a certain level of escapism. I guess the best way to say this is I figured out I am, and I'm getting better at this, kind of constantly bored. And but there's certain, and I don't mean that in a mean or like a rude way, but there's like, because I'm aware, this is going to sound so crazy, I'm aware of all the realities of our reality. So I personally can't fly. Yeah, I don't know how to fly, taking plane, things like that. So anything that gets like me as close to like, it's impossible, which is video games, you can fly a few hours, whatever the case is, that's instantly more fun. Because I'm like, I can't do that currently.
I got you.
You know?
I got it.
That's the best way I can think about it.
No,
And it's
it's-
active, because like you can watch a movie and you're watching someone else fly, but then you play a video game and it's as close as you can get to like, I'm kind of flying.
I get that.
And for me, I think like
Parachuting or something.
Well, I
Skydiving.
think it's really more of like the skill trees and all the events and all the like mini missions that they have
Yeah.
within the big stuff. Like I don't know what it is about
mental
playing a
thing.
game, right? And like let's say you have like a character you have to level up to like level 50 as an example, right? Before I even get to level 2. All right, I'm trying my best to do everything in between the main mission.
Yeah, you're one of those
right
guys.
to like level up the character more so than actually complete the
It's a real thorough game.
the actual complete the story, because I want to see how complete the character can be in getting into the next task. Because like I understand there are level caps per mission, level caps per enemy, right? So if you are completely bulked out, all right, and then you're fighting like a level 5 boss, he's like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to be here at level 10. What am I going to do? Right? And then here you are already leveled up to like level 20 because of all the things he's done before he even got to that level 10 mission.
There is a certain sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, that's
I
what
get
it is.
that.
That's cool. Well, I'm gonna tell everybody out there as we start to wrap this up. Even if you have some parents that you may be taking, and some people may be having parents that are of a certain age now, and they're and we have a tendency to try to say, because when you get to in your 70s and 80s and some, your children may say, hey, you need to relax and stop. Don't overstep your hand, because you're talking to people who have always been active all their lives, and you're telling and you think that by telling them to settle down is giving them grace and relaxation, where you very well could be making it difficult for them because they're so used to doing something. So find your place of peace, whatever it is. You guys, you're gonna have trouble, because there's gonna be a point in time when I'm going to have to stop driving, and you're gonna have to take the keys from me. You're gonna have a hard time. So good luck
I've
with
set my
that.
plan for this.
Yeah,
I kinda
good
know.
luck with
I kinda
that.
know.
But for your parents that are doing those kind of things, be gentle with that, because what they've done for years is their place of peace. I think we're just about done here, right? All right. Well, listen, everybody relax. Take some time to relax yourself. And we're so glad. And relax by coming back and watching Various Fields. All right? Okay. And I think that's about it.
All right, cool.
All
Go
right.
ahead and do
We're all
nothing.
set.
Do nothing. Love you guys.
See you on the next time.
See you later. Bye.